Good afternoon. Hope you had a good day at work. So, this is going to be a bit of a long video, and I am not trying to sell you anything. I'm just going to talk about a camera mount that was, well, gifted to me by a camera company and why I don't particularly think it'll work very well for my application and probably for some of y'all's out there, but it might work really good for other stuff. And well, let me show you. First, the explanation. So, this is my Camelback, more or less. This is the bag that I wear while I'm out picking up trash that lets my grabber stick on the back of it here, wherever it is, right there. So this is my water pack. Now, normally on my water pack here, I have two of this type of mount, and these are Peak Design. I don't know what else they're called. They're action mounts, and so if you have a camera like so, you have this little plate and you can stick it on there. I've had all the different versions of these and they work phenomenally, although I'm not really a huge fan of the new versions, but the old versions, the original and one, I think up to 2 generations, work great. Absolutely love these things. Anyway, so as a nice little surprise, I had Insta360 reach out to me, say they like the stuff we're doing. Is there any accessories that we make that may be useful for your filmmaking? And I looked around and I found two things. One is this little clip that they make. This is, you can clip it on different things. You can put your different cameras, your different action cameras. It has the standard action camera mount on there. And I'm going to use this on my litter buggy to get cool low down shots with one of their tiny Go 3 cameras that I have sitting around here. But the other one I really, really wanted to like. And they call it a backpack clip. And this is the whole thing here. It goes on the backpack. Let me take it off real quick. It goes on the strap, just like so. That's really nice. The problem with those Peak designs right there is you have a very limited amount of thread, so you really have to work if you're dealing with like a real thick arm strap. But if you have like a hiking bag that has a real thick arm strap, this might be absolutely perfect for you. And then the little ball mount snaps right off, so you can put your action camera on here. This thing, I think, would work really, really good for, for the smaller, the Acer, the GoPro version that Insta360 makes, or any smaller action camera. The problem that I have is I wanted to use it for a 360 camera. And let me show you what happens. Now, I was really hoping, man, I really wanted this to work. It's really nice to finally get hold of or have a company reach out to you that you actually use their stuff and not somebody that just wants you to sell some kind of bullshit. Anyway, so we have our action camera right here, a little piece that clips on. Now, this is how it's shown. But when I walk around, well, sorry, let me tighten it up. Okay, so when I walk around with it, because there's so much leverage, it bounces like this. And while the stabilization on these cameras is absolutely phenomenal, even in somewhat low light, just walking out of the house here, that was really noticeable. So I thought, okay, we'll take it and we'll rotate it like this, and not a problem. We'll just have all the weight hanging down low. But that is the exact same issue. It's just not nearly as bad. Hanging down like this, when I'm walking around, I went and picked up some trash just to see what it would do. It's still bouncing around, and then of course you have your shirt and whatnot, so you don't get a really good angle for whatever you're doing. It may not work for a lot of people, but that right there does not work. I think if you want to use one of these for that type of mount, you need to have a secondary location to hold it. And I'll show you on my other mount how that works. But the bouncing, yeah, I really want to use it for this, but I'm going to have to go back to my other one. And, well, let me show you. Okay, so we have the secondary Peak design mount. Now you can obviously see both of them here. But the trick is in this piece here. You have your primary mount, the actual piece that goes in here. But inside of this, there's a large magnet right here, and the same magnet or same variation is right here. So with this mount, whenever I have this attached, even though there is a little wobble in this, but not nearly as bad as the other one, whenever I have this attached and I put it on here, like so, then it immediately holds to that right there, and it doesn't bounce around nearly as bad, you know, as the standalone mount that I got from Insta, which, man, really wanted this thing to work. Anyway, so that's just something to think about. This mount, I think, would be really good for a lot of hikers, people that are just using action cameras, be it Instas or well, DJIs or GoPros or anything like that, just standard smaller action cameras, something where you don't have a lot of leverage moving back and forth. Or maybe if you've got a backpack strap that's quite a bit thicker, this might work better. But for my application, it's not going to work. And